I didn't think it was going to be this hard getting tickets to this thing, but even though I didn't get to see this movie in IMAX, I managed to do the next best thing and finally got the last decent seat that I could find at a 70mm screening. Also, I got a new hat. Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be talking about Christopher Nolan's brand new film, and that is The Odyssey, starring Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland, Zendaya, Charlize Theron, and a slew of other celebrities. Based on the epic poem written by Homer and taking place in ancient Greece, The Odyssey centers on King Odysseus, a Trojan War veteran, and the many dangers that he faces as he makes his way home to his wife and son. From the get-go, I was pretty perplexed when Christopher Nolan announced that he was going to do The Odyssey as his next movie. I mean, he has done period pieces before, such as Oppenheimer and my personal favorite, The Prestige. But this is going way back. I mean, this story predates Christ, and a lot of Nolan's films are grounded in realism, or at least that's how his approach to movie making has always been. I mean, just check out his Dark Knight trilogy. So I was really curious to see how Nolan was going to put his own personal spin on this very mythic story. And you know what? Up until now, I always thought that Oppenheimer was his crowning achievement. But after watching this movie, I might have to rethink that, because this movie is truly amazing. Seriously, guys, I think Christopher Nolan has just made another masterpiece. This movie has got ambition written all over it. I mean, you could tell just by watching this movie that a lot of hard work was put into it. They shot this film in several different countries, entirely on IMAX film cameras, which apparently has never been done before. I mean, they literally had to climb mountains to get the shots that they did. And if you know anything about Christopher Nolan, you know he doesn't tell his stories in a very linear way. And I actually think that works perfectly for this kind of film, because one of the themes that The Odyssey explores is the theme of storytelling itself, and how songs and tales or news of people and their deeds are passed down, and whether or not these stories are true are one thing, but what you derive from them is totally another. And this movie has about 3 storylines that are weaved brilliantly together, and one of my favorite storylines comes from the perspective of Penelope, Odysseus's wife, played by Anne Hathaway. And let me tell you, this woman does not have it easy. She is a woman trapped in a man's world, surrounded by a bunch of suitors who would love nothing more than to take her husband's throne. And not only does she have to protect her son and his claim to the throne, but she also has to remain firm in her belief that her husband will one day return to claim the throne of Ithaca. Even though there is no evidence that he even survived the Trojan War, she feels that she has to remain strong in her faith. And her loyalty and love for Odysseus is what keeps her strong. I mean, it is a bit romantic in a sense, but one of the things that I love the most about this movie is that it is not a romantic movie at all, meaning that it doesn't sensationalize or idealize the time period that this movie takes place in. This is a brutal world, and it fits very well into another theme in this movie that I think Christopher Nolan absolutely nails. Odysseus's journey and how he faces the wrath of the gods whenever their laws are violated essentially becomes a metaphor for how society may collapse when it abandons all its morals, which connects everyone together. It's not only about a journey home, but also about reconnecting with oneself. And this was cleverly represented visually in this movie, and it all becomes very clear by the time you get to the end of the film, which, by the way, delivers probably the most emotionally satisfying ending that I've seen in any of Nolan's movies. To tell you the truth, I cannot find a single thing that I disliked about this movie, but I would like to take this time to address some of the criticism that the film has faced. Before anyone had even seen this film got a lot of backlash for casting a lot of ethnically inappropriate actors, so to speak. To that, I would just like to say, get off your high horse. Or, in this case, get off your wooden high horse. Sorry, I just had to. This is an epic poem we're talking about. I mean, it's not like it was something ripped out of the history books. I mean, there is a lot of room for creativity in this sort of material. Also, it's not the first time that the entertainment industry has done this sort of thing. Remember the HBO series Chernobyl? That show has a lot of British people portraying Russians, and they didn't even drop their accents. Another example is the Academy Award-winning film Amadeus. That movie has a ton of American actors playing Italians and Germans, and they didn't even drop their accents. When it comes to casting a movie, depending on what your vision is, you just have to find the right sort of person who can easily embody all the traits that the character requires in order for it to make it become more believable. For instance, I know that a lot of people are used to seeing the character of Helen of Troy as a white blonde woman, but in my opinion, Lupita Nyong'o is one of the most beautiful women on earth. So if you're gonna cast someone who has the face that launched 1,000 ships, this is actually a pretty good choice. And even though Matt Damon wouldn't have been my first choice to play the part of Odysseus, when I watched the movie, I found that he was really able to encapsulate all the traits that were necessary to pull off this role. The cunning warrior, the clever mind, the arrogance, but also the humility that he achieves at the very end. And Anne Hathaway is truly phenomenal in this film. She gave me perhaps my favorite performance of hers since Les Miserables. I mean, I honestly don't find anything wrong with this cast. This is a stellar cast, and it's an even stellar movie. I'm not exaggerating when I'm telling you there is nothing else like it. I don't know if I would classify this as the definitive Odyssey adaptation. It's certainly a very clever interpretation and very much worthy for the big screen. If I were you, I would not waste any time, and I would take this opportunity to really go to the movie theater to see this movie. This is perhaps a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Whether that's an IMAX, 70mm, or even the regular 2D format, it doesn't matter. I think you're going to enjoy this. It's not exactly like Troy or Gladiator, it's more artfully done. But Christopher Nolan's perspective has always been unique, and he's always tackled his films with the highest standards. And he has demonstrated that again with this movie. So I'm gonna give the Odyssey an A+. 10 out of 10. 5 stars out of 5 stars. Thank you so much for watching my video, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more content, and I hope to see you again next time.